All right, so how about this for a deep dive today? When trouble strikes, hope faces the first blow.
Ooh.
Like that, yeah. And to kick things off, we've got this Nelson Mandela quote. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall.
Wow. Yeah.
Powerful stuff.
Really is. Speaks volumes, doesn't it? About resilience. And I think there's this underlying idea there too about hope,
Yeah.
like it's the fuel for getting back up.
Oh, for sure.
Mm.
And actually, our source today really digs into that, like how hope and faith are kind of intertwined.
Yeah.
Like having that unshakable belief that tomorrow's going to be brighter,
Yeah.
even when things are a little stormy right now.
Yeah. And the faith can be in so many different things.
Like totally.
It can be in yourself. It can be in a mentor that's guiding you. It can be in a higher power, or even like a purpose that's bigger than yourself.
Right, or even all of those things.
Right, exactly. Like whatever it is that core belief that fuels you to keep going.
Absolutely. So where does leadership fit into all of this? Because our deep dive is about more than just, like feeling hopeful.
Right, right. Well, think about it this way. You can't really effectively lead others unless you can lead yourself,
Oh, that's so true.
especially through the tough times, right? And that's where hope becomes kind of a leader's secret weapon. It's that ability to hold on to hope, even when you're facing setbacks. That can have a ripple effect on your whole team.
And it's funny you say that because it makes me think about that fable about the disciple walking on the beach with Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one?
Mm.
He's going through some like incredibly difficult times and he feels totally abandoned. And then when things start to get better, he asks, "Where were you when I needed you?"
Yeah.
And Jesus replies, "I was holding you in my arms, making sure you didn't stumble."
Wow.
Chills. I know, right?
Yeah. That fable is actually more than just like a feel-good story.
Yeah.
There's a really profound point in there about leadership, that sometimes that most powerful support is the kind that we can't even see.
It's there, but we don't even know it.
Exactly. And as leaders, it's like you need to create an environment where
Yeah.
people feel supported, even when they are going through those challenges.
I love that. Have you ever felt that way? Like where maybe someone was there for you, even when you couldn't see it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think most of us have in some way or another. It's a powerful reminder that even when we feel alone, we might not actually be.
Right. And you know what else? As leaders,
Yeah,
recognizing that unseen support, I feel like is crucial.
totally.
Yeah. And this whole idea of unseen support seems to tie right into what our source calls hope-based leadership.
Yeah, exactly. And they actually lay out like 6 key elements that kind of make up this approach.
They do. They do. Okay. So let's break those down for our listener. First up, we have the lighthouse of vision.
Okay.
And it's all about leaders providing clear direction, especially when things are, a little chaotic.
Right, like a beacon cutting through the fog.
Exactly. Helping everyone navigate the uncertainty. All right. So next we have the power of small wins.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah. This one focuses on celebrating those little victories along the way,
Yeah,
which I think is so important to help keep hope and momentum going.
because sometimes those small wins turn into big wins, and yeah, it's about recognizing that progress
Yes.
and that sense of accomplishment within your team.
Absolutely. Okay. And up next we have flexibility in the face of failure.
Okay.
So this one is all about being able to adapt to setbacks and seeing them as opportunities to learn rather than just roadblocks.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Huge.
Because I think, when you think about it, failure is not really the opposite of success.
Interesting.
It's part of the journey.
No, that's good.
It's about learning and growing from those setbacks.
Right.
And, encouraging your team to do the same.
Totally. Okay, so then we have the roots of resilience.
Okay.
And it's really about fostering that inner strength within individuals, but also encouraging the team to support each other through those tough times.
That's where empathy really comes into play, right? Like creating that culture where people feel comfortable sharing their struggles and lifting each other up.
Exactly. Exactly. Building that safety net of support.
Yeah.
Which brings us to, this is a good one, the bridge of empathy.
Nice.
So this is all about leaders connecting with and understanding their team members, especially during those times of uncertainty and low morale.
It's about making that space where vulnerability is welcome,
Yeah.
where people feel heard and understood.
Yes, love it. And last but not least, we have purpose fuel.
Okay.
So this element really emphasizes connecting the work to a larger meaning. It's
Oh.
about tapping into something bigger than individual goals
Right.
and achievements.
This is so powerful because it gives the work a sense of purpose beyond just personal gain.
Right.
You're connecting people's efforts to a shared vision or a greater good.
It's powerful. So of these 6 elements,
Yeah.
what really jumps out at you as like particularly important?
I think flexibility in the face of failure is huge. It's huge.
Being able to reframe failure as an opportunity to learn is a game changer.
Oh, I completely agree. It's a powerful shift in perspective, and I think thinking about our listener, it's something that they can apply in their own lives as well.
Oh, absolutely. It's so easy to get discouraged when you know things don't go as planned.
It is.
But if you could look at those setbacks as opportunities to learn and adjust, then you're really setting yourself up to be more resilient.
It's not about avoiding failure altogether.
Right.
It's about how we approach it.
Exactly. Like a mindset shift.
Love that.
Instead of asking like, why me? You ask, what can I learn from this?
Ooh, that's good.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, how can I grow from this?
I can see how that would be so empowering.
Oh, yeah.
For individuals, but also like for teams.
Absolutely. And, it goes back to that Nelson Mandela quote that we started with.
About rising every time we fall.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's resilience.
That's
in action. And it makes me think about that fable we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
With the disciple and Jesus walking on the beach.
Yeah.
The disciple felt so alone in his struggles.
Right.
But in reality, he was supported the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it was that unseen support
Yeah.
that allowed him to keep going.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And as leaders, that's what we can do.
Yes.
Is try to provide that support even when people can't see it.
So true. And speaking of hope, our source actually ends with this really powerful Emily Dickinson quote.
Okay.
It says, "Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all."
Oh, I love that quote. It's such a beautiful image.
It is.
It really captures the essence of hope, doesn't it?
Mhm.
That unwavering inner strength that keeps us going.
Even when things are uncertain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that quiet but persistent song
Yes.
that just fuels that belief that tomorrow will be better.
And it's a song that we as leaders can amplify.
Oh, I knew that.
By living these principles of hope-based leadership, we can help others find their own song and sing it louder.
So as we wrap up our deep dive today into hope and leadership, I think the big takeaway is that hope isn't just like some fleeting emotion.
Right. Yeah, it's a force.
It is.
Especially when it comes to, leading through challenges and with resilience.
And if we can really understand these principles of hope-based leadership,
Yeah.
that lighthouse of vision, the power of small wins, that flexibility when we face failure.
Our roots of resilience.
Yes, the bridge of empathy and that purpose fuel
These can make us better leaders.
for ourselves.
Yeah.
And for everyone that we're trying to guide.
Exactly.
We can all try to be those lighthouses.
Yeah.
Be those sources of support, even when it's unseen, to help others find their way.
And remember, hope is contagious, right?
It is.
When we cultivate it within ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
we can inspire it in others.
That ripple effect, it's amazing.
Yeah, and it goes way beyond just our little circles.
It does. Wait, thanks for joining us on this deep dive today. Until next time, keep seeking, keep leading, and keep hoping.